Bold. And it's Tony. Arsenal. Awesome.
But that was only half the story, as 13 days later, the class of '98 emulated the double-winning side of 1971. Tony Adams raised the FA Cup to the Highbury faithful, ending a campaign they could only dream about at the start of the season. Welcome to boring, boring Arsenal. For the next 100 minutes, we'll bring you all the goals from the 97-98 campaign. We'll be at Wembley to see the Gunners complete their second double. Arsene Wenger, the man who masterminded the whole event, talks about the most exciting season of his career. Patrick Vieira and Petit take time out to reflect about life on and off the pitch at Highbury. Ray Parlour describes what's driven him on to be the most improved gunner this season. We trace the journey that's taken Christopher Ray from Liberia to North London. The international stars at Highbury looked forward to France '98. There's a traditional visit to Arsenal's training camp at Colney. You can win the new home strip in our competition. And we finish by taking to the streets as 200,000 Gooners celebrate a season they'll never forget.
Touched off by Wright. Here's Parlour. Taking on Robertson and getting the better of David Robertson. It's just across the face of the goal. And Wright is away. Well, how did he get that one in? A fantastic way to start the season. It's come in behind Grimandi for Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. Coventry just caught a bit napping here by the short corner. Marshall! Well, it stayed out just. Bergkamp. Coventry not off the hook yet. That's Vieira. Goalkeeper's lost it. Goal for Ian Wright. Gary Breen making his way forward as Burrows takes it. Petit. Oh, and Richard Shaw has let his old Crystal Palace teammate Ian Wright in here. And has scored his first goal in the FA Carling Premiership. Moncao. Cut out by Bold. Danger not over yet. Madison! Bergkamp. Well, he's found some space to run into, and Southampton rather trailing in Bergkamp's wake. That's a very special goal indeed from a very special player. Bergkamp. Benali trying to hold him off, but he can't. Well, that could be even better than the first one. Certainly for power, strength to get away from Benali's attempts to foul him. Brilliant Bergkamp. Arsenal's corner. Bergkamp! Well, there aren't many players in the game who can do this and make it look so ridiculously simple. Leicester paying the price for neglecting Bergkamp on the edge of the area. A pinpoint shot, 1-0 to Arsenal. Vieira. And there's a break on here with Parlour playing a prominent part, Vieira supporting. Bergkamp, it's opened up for him, off the goalkeeper and in. Well, Leicester were caught, overcommitted, and Bergkamp, the only possible saviour was Casey Keller, and he couldn't keep it out of his net. Hesitation from Seaman, Heskey! Well, one thing about Leicester City under Martin O'Neill is they never give up. And this is Matt Elliott, deflected! Beyond the reach of Seaman. Vieira. Well, both sets of supporters not knowing quite what to feel. Still life in the game according to the referee, and Bergkamp certainly life in him. A truly high-class hat-trick from Dennis Bergkamp. The first touch was magnificent, more to come, and again unerring in front of goal. Extraordinary, 3-3. Back heel by Overmars, Bergkamp into the Tottenham wall. Winterburn. Overmars! Underside of the bar, back into play, Parlour's there. Somehow Spurs survive. Well, Scales got to it twice. Petit, Parlour, and Ian Wright is in here. It's the bar again. Well, you'd have backed Ian Wright, but this time you'd have lost your money. Winterburn forward once more. Well, it was Clements who just got a touch. Dixon and Nelka. Clements getting it back, but not getting it away. Platt, right!
So a steady and unbeaten start for the Gunners, but it was Man United and Blackburn who were setting the early pace at the end of August.
Blake. Good support from Bolton in the centre, and Thompson! The first goal Arsenal have conceded at Highbury this season. Okay. The record is equalled. In typically explosive fashion. So, how long before the record is entirely his and he beats Bastard? Bergkamp, over the past few months, as we've all counted, no one more than Ian Wright himself. He is now Arsenal's all-time greatest goal scorer. 179 goals for the club. 6 years of scintillating service here. And when the goal came, probably the easiest of the lot. Well, it's hard to think about the game. At the moment, they're thinking about the man. Bergkamp. Parlour. A deflection! No chance for Brannigan. Ray Parlour will claim the goal. This is Platt. Right! It's a hat-trick. Well, this rounds off perfectly A wonderful day in the life of Ian Wright. Arsene Wenger is going to make the change, and happiness personified. Wright goes off to an ovation all round Highbury. This ebullient character. Everyone wants to shake his hand. Brilliant.
The Arsenal fans were very excited about it, and I was pleased. You know, I think they're just as relieved as I am, you know, because, you know, everywhere I was going on the street, people were saying, are you going to do it this week? Are you going to? And I really, you know, if I was going to say anything's playing on my mind, I would have liked to have done it here at Highbury. You know, we've had some fantastic times. The fans have been great to me from day one. I know everybody's heard it all before, but I have to say, you know, they've been fantastic, and I think they even sucked the goals in for me today, you know. It's brilliant.
Francescos to take the free kick, and Seaman got across and I think got a hand on that. And if he did, it was an awesome save. Look at the bend on the ball, and how the goalkeeper got there, only he knows. Adams and Bold trying to shake it up in the centre. Overmars! Well, it's been a game of relatively few chances to this point, but it was a sight of goal for Mark Overmars. Cut out by Zafiriou. Zafiriou again. There's no flag. A goal! Francescos! Well, it would mean so much to Arsenal to get an away goal here and pull it level on the night. And but for Mikopoulos, they would have done that. Adams coming in strongly, with the application that Arsenal need to show in abundance tonight, and Bergkamp is away! Well, how he was missed in Salonika. He's back tonight, and back in the grand manner. That levels it on aggregate. Torsonidis, it was a poor clearance from Seaman. And this is Vieira. Still Vieira! Well, the Arsenal fans are stunned, but the Park followers here salute their hero. Wise. Gets it back from Vieira. On down from Dubry and in from Poyet. Vieira. Lovely touch from Wright. Appeals for handball against Vieira, but the game goes on. Wright! Bergkamp! Arsenal are level. Vieira. Bergkamp cushioning the ball beautifully. Petit. Now Wright. And two Chelsea players confusing each other. And Dennis Bergkamp has cashed in on that. LeBeuf, with the wonderful capacity to stretch the game with a pass like that. And this is Mark Hughes. And Zola! 2-2. Petit went in very bravely and very powerfully. Dixon. That's a lovely ball. And here's Bergkamp. Can he keep going? He can! Looped forward by Bold. Overmars. Bergkamp. Arsenal sending out very heartwarming signals here to their supporters. They've got another one. Mark Overmars. So Ian Wright will take it. This for 3-0. 3-0 it is. Vieira. Well, the most formidable of first half performances, this from Arsenal. It's Mark Overmars. 4-0. And West Ham have absolutely no answer. Right. Bergkamp. Off was Overmars, anticipating the pass, staying onside, drawing Miklosko and scoring. Well won by Parlour. Bergkamp, speed chasing him. It's Ian Wright who's got the drop on Watson. Wright's 8th goal of the season. Petit. From Wright for Overmars. 2 for Arsenal. Paul Gerrard beats the turf in frustration.
Scorer for Arsenal, number 11, Mark Overmars.
Phelan. On by Oster, in came Stewart, and ball! One back for Everton. Oh, Graham Stewart, favourite here, hits it into the wall. Cadamarteri hits it into the net. Great comeback by Everton.
Knocked out of Europe, but their league form didn't suffer as 3 wins and a draw saw the Arsenal go top, 1 point clear. Competition time now, and in our last video the answer was Wimbledon, and the lucky winner was Martin Carr from Hatfield in Hertfordshire, and his prize is a VIP day out for 2 at Highbury next season. For this video we're offering you the chance to win the new home strip, which the first team will be wearing next season. To win it, all you have to do is name the 4 members of the current squad to have won 3 league titles with the Gunners. Send your entries to Arsenal Competition, 6 Church Studios, Camden Park Road, London NW1 9AY. Please include your daytime telephone number and good luck.
Winterburn. Bergkamp. Well, you start to run out of superlatives. The player of the month for August and for September, often running in October. Well, Barnsley must feel this is pretty tough. Seaman made that wonderful save from De Zeu, and then Bergkamp undermined them, and he's going to do more than that. He's got a second. Bergkamp's clear. And Parlour, the goal is given. Petit's corner, Platt! Well, he hasn't lost the knack, has he? Vieira. Winterburn having a good look. Oh, and Wright gets in on the act at last. Steve Bruce up well. Dixon. Oh, this is Hay! And the Division 1 side have taken the lead through the German Tony Hay. Birmingham regrouping. Boamorte. Well, it was guided in with some aplomb. And this reserve strength Arsenal side are level at 1-1 through Luis Boamorte. Well, David Platt must be pretty grateful to get a full game tonight and extra time as well to test his fitness after so many games as a substitute in the Premiership. Here he comes, he scores! So it's going Arsenal's way. Boamorte is in the clear, Birmingham chasing the game, they've left the gap, they've been punished for it. Boamorte involved in everything. Upson, that's a terrific pass, it's Boamorte again. Mendes! Well, the young man, the surprise signing with German and Spanish origins. Poor one from Mendes.
Back to the league now, and it was a game of few chances at Crystal Palace. Luis Boamorte was denied a penalty when he was pulled down in the box by Mark Edworthy, but the referee failed to see the tug on his shirt. Back at Highbury, Patrick Vieira had the best chance of the game when he connected with a Dennis Bergkamp free kick. He hit the crossbar, and Aston Villa left London with a point. So Arsenal was still unbeaten in the league, but those 2 0-0 draws enabled Manchester United to regain the lead. In their first ever game at Pride Park, Arsenal spurned the chance to take the lead in the opening 45 minutes. Patrick Vieira was brought down by Lee Carsley, but Ian Wright couldn't find the target from the spot. Derby ran away with the game in the second half, and some uncharacteristic Arsenal defending helped to provide Paulo Wanchope with his second goal of the game. It was the Gunners' first league defeat of the season.
Overmars. Gary Neville getting back goal side and helping block. Anelka. Oh, what a goal! What a goal! Nicholas Anelka's first for the club. Adams trying to get free at the near post. Berg got ahead to it. Vieira. Oh! It flew in! Patrick Vieira! Schmeichel perhaps surprised by the shot. Certainly the pace of it, it went up and over him and in off the bar. Scholes. Cole. Gary Neville. Sheringham pulling away from Grimaldi, and Manchester United have got one back. Off the head of Adams. Sheringham! Well, he's done it again. That, who's been on the sidelines for so much of the season, is centre stage now. A perfect header.
Dennis Bergkamp returned to the side for the visit of Coventry City in the Coca-Cola Cup. Extra time was needed to settle the issue, and it was the man himself who came to the rescue. Up in South Yorkshire, Arsenal's best chance of the game fell to the head of Stephen Hughes. The return of Ron Atkinson inspired the Owls to a 2-goal victory and left Arsenal to ponder their second league defeat of the season. It was back to Highbury for the visit of the campaign. The victory against Man United was the only bright spot in a month that saw the Gunners slip to 5th in the table.
Oh, and Seaman nearly threw Arsenal into trouble then. Rob Lee on the scene very quickly against Winterburn. But now it's Overmars. Bergkamp with him. Peacock going across and not quite getting there. Now Pistone going across and Bergkamp's got the better of him. Ian Wright's free. Well, it started unpromisingly from the goalkeeper's throw out, but Winterburn did very well. Peacock here might have done better in the defending for Newcastle. Bergkamp then got the better of Pistone, and Ian Wright with plenty to aim at. Petit, the header hit Sherwood. Petit. Well, Overmars for the chase here, and Mark Overmars has found the net. Flowers came out this time but didn't get there. Adams doesn't clear decisively. Sherwood's in there. Wilcox! Blackburn Rovers have drawn level through Jason Wilcox. Sutton getting in front of Keown that time. Gallagher taking the shot early. A really, really marvellous goal. Sherwood's not offside. It's Tim Sherwood. Seaman's held him up. Sherwood tries again and scores. And Blackburn Rovers have a victory that they thoroughly deserve.
That defeat against Blackburn was a turning point in Arsenal's season, and for captain Tony Adams in particular. He'd been playing games with a series of injuries and performing at a standard that he felt was letting the club down. He'd reached a point where he could carry on no longer.
I actually had enough. I wasn't enjoying my job, and obviously as a human being, and the way that I've got an awareness about my body now, it's kind of I pulled out and I said, look, I can't do it anymore. Basically, this is ridiculous, and we come to the decision to rest it first off, and then try everything basically. And I went to see numerous people, and with time and a few bits and pieces that I did. Finishing off in France, that was the finishing. That was basically to get me fit and to really test it, which I came through and came back, and the pain was gone.
Arsenal went to Wimbledon to get back to winning ways, but not even Mystic Meg could have predicted what was to happen. The floodlights failed, and subsequently the match was abandoned to be replayed at a later date.
Well, Bergkamp will take the free kick now. And a goal! And David Platt wheels away in celebration. Well, forward by Bold. Right chasing. Oh, what's happened here? That's an own goal. Steve Walsh. Well, it was pretty speculative from Steve Bold, and Walsh thought if he got something on the ball he would be safe. He was wrong. Played back by Bold, and now David Seaman off on a dribble, and he's lost the ball. Is it? Getting it for Leicester, and Neil Lennon scores! To the embarrassment of David Seaman. Now Fox. Klinsmann, Nielsen! A very well-worked goal for Spurs. Out by Vieira. Tottenham trying to push out following the path of the ball. Winterburn, but they've not got close to Ray Parlour. Big deflection. Arsenal are level.
December was another poor month as Arsenal slumped to 6th place, their lowest league position since Arsene Wenger took over. "1998 began with a visit by First Division Port Vale in the FA Cup, and they proved difficult to break down. The post denied Dennis Bergkamp a goal, so a replay was needed to settle the tie.
Bergkamp. Oh, it's a wonderful goal at last. Nicely played by Foyle, Ainsworth. And a goal for Port Vale! Wayne Corden, there's life still in the tie. So Alan Tankard now, well, he has to score. Oh! Arsenal are through by the narrowest of margins. Wright still running, and Ian Wright! Arsenal take the lead. Confusion. It's Ferdinand and Unsworth, and Mark Overmars cashes in on some sloppy defensive play from West Ham. Now Arsenal have to turn, and it's Samasi Abu who gets a foot to the ball and pulls the goal back for the Hammers. Well, Overmars was trying to play it wide of Petit and hit it straight at him, but Petit reacted well, and Overmars still thinking he's got Wright to use, but he goes for goal! Mark Overmars! Yes, it's better from Leeds, and Wallace. Still Rod Wallace. Arsenal struggling here, and Jimmy Floyd Hasselback. 1-1. Well, it's good pressure by Winterburn, and fair enough in the mind of the referee. Bergkamp. Supported here by Overmars. He's away again. Overmars in again. Overmars scores again. Dublin. That's a delightful pass. Saltvet getting a head of the ball from midfield, and it's Noel Whelan who beats Dion Dublin to the punch. 1-0 to Coventry. Williams has been outguessed, outfoxed by Bergkamp, and Arsenal have pinched an equaliser. Well, Arsenal would have been delighted after the first half to be level. And now they're looking for more with Bergkamp. And there might be more here. Anelka! Oh, that's handball! Patrick Vieira jumped with an arm raised. It's got to be a penalty. And Vieira's in trouble. Well, as we look at the replay here, and it'll show again how clear the handball was there, Vieira still arguing with Steve Lodge. He was booked earlier. Well, that's a straight red card. He must have said something out of turn. So Dion Dublin, about whom there's been so much talk this week, and his wage demands, he's got to show his value for money here against David Seaman. Dublin scores, 2-2. Brimondi taking the free kick. Bowled in quickly. Oh, there's no flag. Bergkamp caught Southampton's back line out and then made the finish look very, very simple indeed. All the big gunners forward at the corner. And it's Adams who got the telling touch, 2-0. Led by Moncal. Oh, a delightful flick by Overmars, and it's Bergkamp and Elka by the far post! Arsenal have really come good now.
2 wins and a draw saw Arsenal climb 1 place and close the gap on leaders Man United to 8 points. The Stade de France on the banks of the River Seine will be the centre point of this summer's World Cup. We spoke to some of the international stars at Highbury who hope to play a part in the greatest sporting event in the world.
I was involved in 1990 in Italy, and I came home then through injury. But I just can't wait to get out there. You know, there's a few things to, to put to bed first, and then we'll start thinking about that.
It's the biggest tournament in the world. I hope we're doing well with Holland, and we can play a good tournament and just play good football.
Ourselves, Italy, Spain, Germany and Brazil. I think that the teams are going to contest it, and we've got to be right up there because they're just as afraid of us as we are of them.
The French player want to win the World Cup, because France never wins the World Cup, and this year is in France. You have the very good team, and I think so we have the chance to win the World Cup.
We've got a lot of qualities, and we're 2 years older now, more experienced. I think when we can be mentally very strong, I think we got enough quality to go a long way. But it all depends on what we can do in the first 3 games, I think.
If you go out with a negative attitude, saying, "Oh, maybe we'll do the semi, maybe quarter-final," you might as well not go. As far as I'm concerned, if selected, obviously, I'll be trying to win it. I don't see any other way. That's me.
If you go to a World Cup campaign, you're away for a long time, and you do need natural, enthusiastic, bubbly people, and I just fall into that category maybe. But I want to go there and play a part on the football pitch, and if I'm not needed, then it will be a great break for me, and hopefully come back with a winner's medal. Can you imagine the season it will be? Unbelievable. It'd be I think it could be the greatest season ever for one person to have.
Well, given the difficulties Arsenal experience with Port Vale in the 3rd round, they're determined to make a sharper start here, and here's Overmars with an early chance, which he's taken. Townsend. Arsenal happy to get it forward, and when you've got the pace of players like Anelka, that's a wise philosophy. And look at the support. It's Ray Parlour on the run. And a really rampaging start at the Riverside from Arsenal. Masto's pass. Now Merson. Oh, Manninger has committed himself. It's Paul Merson. A goal of great personal satisfaction and of great value to his team. One back by Petit. Now Hughes, and Winterburn as ever on the move to support. Bergkamp! Oh, against the bar! Oh, Hullit's misjudged that, and Overmars has read it splendidly. 1-0 to Arsenal. Overmars. And the sense of expectation around the crowd when he's in possession, and you can understand why. It's Overmars again. Cut back for Hughes! Well, it's run on to Xavi. Zola's there as well, still Xavi. Comes back for Zola. And the cross deflected, and Mark Hughes has got one back for Chelsea. And it drops towards Vieira. He lets it go to Di Matteo. Well, that was brilliantly taken on the spin. It's Mark Hughes again. What a goal! Di Matteo! Zola's corner. Petrescu, still Petrescu! It's Chelsea's night. It's Wembley for Chelsea. Arsenal not lying down. Bergkamp. Now, was that a handball? It was. Graham Poll has given the penalty against Michael Dewberry. Bergkamp beats De Huey. Oh, it's a mistake by Leboeuf. In goes Anelka. Great stop by De Huey. Still Anelka. Still Arsenal. Goal! Stephen Hughes. Bergkamp to take the free kick. Arsenal very much the dominant force. Adams. And Stephen Hughes has got another one. Another Arsenal corner. This is Grimaldi. Oh, the goal! It's his first in English football. Arsenal take the lead in truth from an unlikely source. Gilles Grimaldi.
2 wins out of 2 took Arsenal to third place, 12 points behind the leaders, but the Gunners had 3 games in hand. George Armstrong's reserve side finished the season well in third place. Charlton were the runaway winners, and the old enemy pipped the Gunners to second place. By winning the southern section of the Premier Youth League, Arsenal progressed to play Spurs in the playoff final. Omar Itza scored the second goal in a 2-0 victory, and although Spurs won the return at Highbury by a single goal, it wasn't enough to stop captain Paolo Vanazza stepping up to receive the trophy. Arsenal's ladies finished runners-up in the league, but won the Women's National League Cup by beating Croydon 4-2 on penalties. And Croydon were the opponents again in the Women's FA Cup final. Kelly Few scored the vital goal in a 3-2 victory. Delia Smith was on hand to present the trophy to the proud captain, Sian Williams. An Arsenal team do the double. Now that sounds familiar. The main talking points in this game were the 2 penalties that weren't given. Jamie Fullerton claimed he was fouled inside the area, but the referee awarded a free kick. And when Stephen Hughes was bundled over in the box, a goal kick was the result.
Nicely down by Platt to Bergkamp. Platt's there again if required. Bergkamp has other ideas, and it's come on through for Nicholas Anelka. Off the post and in! An early lead for Arsenal. Well, now Palace have to regroup without Dean Gordon and get this wall set. Bergkamp deflected. The unlucky player was Mark Edworthy, and it's 2-0 to Arsenal. Ryderson, somehow Maniga's kept it out, or has he? It's a goal for Palace, and I think Dyer got the final touch. Berkovic and Lampard just debating policy at the corner, and it's come for Ian Pearce. First blood to West Ham. Vieira's throw. Parlour. Pearce trying to turn. Oh, he's caught. Martin Keown. That's got to be a penalty. So this for 1-1. Bergkamp. 1-1 it is. Well, Bergkamp's lashed out there. Right in front of the referees. Caught Steve Lomas in the face with a wave of the stiff arm, maybe an elbow, and Bergkamp is sent off. Lomas just trying to pull him back, but you just can't do that. Forward from Winterberg. Overmars. Vieira. Anelka! Oh, that's a great goal! And the team with 10 men have taken the lead. And Hartson, and this is a little better from West Ham. Hartson trying to take on Martin Keown. And still John Hartson! Samasi Abu has to score to keep the shootout going, to keep West Ham in the FA Cup. They're out! Arsenal, the double, it's still alive!
When you hit a player with your arm, the moment after you regret it. So that's finished then. I mean, you know the consequences. You have to take them, and you have to live with that. And when you're on the side, through suspension or through injury or whatsoever, when you don't play, it's very hard to watch the games, because you get more nervous. You can't be a part of the game. You see a lot of things that you could do, but you can't really act through it because you're not there, and that's disappointing, and it's not good for your nerves.
Anelka letting it run, and it came back to him. It was a very good hit at goal in the circumstances. Berkovic proves such a good signing for West Ham from Southampton. And there's a chance here for Hartson. Well, Alex Manninger got back incredibly. Happy to say the lights are shining brightly at Selhurst Park. Arsenal trying to shine brightly here. And Overmars lost Perry with his movement then. He cuts it back, and Christopher Ray scores his first goal for Arsenal. Overmars put it into his path, but he tucked it away very neatly. Cunningham. Manninger's reached it. Gale is there! A dramatic double save from the stand-in for David Seaman. He's superb here.
One of the surprise stars of the season for Arsenal was goalkeeper Alex Manninger. The young Austrian was a revelation when he replaced the injured David Seaman, but what did the manager think about his performances?
He has shown that under pressure he is very strong, and that's why I think he's an Arsenal player.
I see him in training, every day, and he's got great ability, and he's only 20, and he's learning a lot from Bob and myself and John Lukic and that. But he came in and did a fantastic job. People say, "No, were you a bit frightened?" And I said, "No, I'm pleased, because it means that Arsenal are doing well, and Alex is doing well and keeping us up there." And I've come along and just finished it off, hopefully.
I knew it before if I came in the goal and everything, and I knew maybe I have 4 or 5 games. And then in the end it was 13 games. Yeah, it is alright, because I know I have still to learn something, and I think the best help is David Seaman in the goal, and it's not a problem for me to watch him another few games. Yeah.
I think first it's very difficult for the keepers to have a real competition, unless the number one doesn't do well. But Seaman went out at a time where he was outstanding at Coventry, had a great game, and was in a very good period. And after that, Alex Manninger came in, and did very, very well.
What was my best game? I think the championship, of course, Man United, I think away, because you don't often go there and take 3 points with you.
Cole and Manninger stops Manchester United again.
In the cup, of course, the West Ham game, maybe with the replay, save, I don't know. I think in the toughest game in West Ham, it was maybe the penalty save that was important, yeah.
Vieira. Overmars just able to come and get the ball to feet. Oh, and Bergkamp's stolen in here. And Sheffield Wednesday wonder what has hit them. Well, Arsenal quite happy to keep it in midfield. Winterburn. Petit. Now Christopher Ray. Well, that's exploded past Brannigan. And the player who scored his first goal as a winning goal against Wimbledon recently has got another precious one here. And it was the strength of the shot that surprised the goalkeeper.
March was the month of 1-0 to the Arsenal. Unbeaten in the league since the 31st of January, the title race was hotting up.
He's got to play it back to Segers. It's not the best kick in the world, and Vieira reacting quicker than the midfield men on the other side. And Christopher Ray is in, and what a run he's on! 12 minutes gone, and it's the number 12 who gives Arsenal the lead. Segers couldn't get himself off the hook. And the power of Patrick Vieira, the precision of the pass and of the shot from Christopher Ray. And Seaman's got to come. Oh, and he's dropped it. Don Goodman and Petit to the rescue. Arsenal so close now. They go to Wembley for the 1998 FA Cup final. Commiserations to Wolves from Tony Adams. Congratulations to the Gunners and to the match winner Christopher Ray.
Christopher Ray was another of Arsene Wenger's inspired signings. The Liberian found his way to North London via the south of France.
In Monaco, last season, Monaco loaned me out to Guingamp. After then, I played for Guingamp. I played the whole season. I scored 14 goals. So I was successful last season in France. Everything was okay. And I decided to come to Arsenal because the boss, I spoke to the boss when I was in Guingamp. He told me that, Chris, I want to bring you to Arsenal. But when I bring you to Arsenal, I bring out my fourth attacker. So I said, no problem. That was an important game that the boss decided to start me up. And he asked me, Chris, you believe in yourself, you can make it? I said, yes, I can make it. So when I went out there, luckily I scored a lone goal. That was so great. Arsenal knew that we can go out there to get a championship. It took me 7 months because when I came, it was very difficult for me. I have to train, I have to go through cancer problem, you know. But every time the boss tell me, say, Chris, you have to believe in yourself. And I said, yeah, I have to believe in myself as a man or a footballer. It's true, you always have to believe in yourself that you can make it. So it took me 7 months to become who I am today and whatsoever, and to prove myself. Celebration is something that I learned back home. When to be a little boy, I go down the beach, you know, and try and learn it. And I have some friends that does that, and they teach me, they say, this is what you have to do. So every time when I score, I have to celebrate. Something Arsenal explain here, you know, the people watch a game back home in Africa on satellite or whatsoever. So when I'm playing, I score a goal, my family is very proud out there because people thought, oh, that's Christopher Ray mother, that's Christopher Ray brother or father. You know, Joy, we are, I mean, you know how you sing skill, and his luck is different from my luck. So, well, people always like to compare me and Josh, we are together, but it's not like that. You know, he's my cousin, he's playing for a big club and he was successful, and now I'm young and I have more time to prove myself. Even if I don't play, I sit on the bench. It was a big pride for me to go to Wembley and sit on the bench and to see Arsenal beating Newcastle in the FA Cup. And I will be glad to hold the cup and to take pictures and make sure and get a photo back home to my people.
Ray has turned away from Philippe Albert. Petit, Batty trying to stem the flow, which is starting to increase towards the Newcastle goal. And this is Nicolas Anelka, and he's found the Newcastle goal. Platt. Parlour. Great change of pace from him. Beyond Batty, beyond Pearson. Anelka! Well, Newcastle backed off, maybe believing that he can't shoot. But he can. Look at that! Griffith. Albert. Oh, and Warren Barton's got in here. And the former Arsenal fan has ended this run of 8 consecutive shutouts in the Premiership. Bergkamp has drilled Arsenal into the lead. Oh, remember how hard it was for Manchester United here last week in the first half. But Arsenal, well, they're dancing to a different tune. They're dancing again. It's Ray Parlour this time. Petit's corner. And Blackburn all over the place. It's another for Parlour. Fetis parried from Bergkamp and Parlour bounced. Well, Billy McKinley taking the free kick, and Blackburn still finding it hard to believe that they are 3-0 down. Winterburn. There's only one player who can chase this, and how he can chase it. It's Anelka. Could it be 4 for Arsenal? It can! Well, in the end, there seemed no doubt at all. Look at the confidence of the young man. Well, it's been a pretty wintry night all round for Blackburn. Kenner's cross. And they've got one back. Kevin Gallagher.
12 hours later, and double goal scorer Ray Parlour was on the golf course to prove that he could putt a few balls as well as he could hit them into the net. Well, that's what we were hoping.
Look out for the ball, because you don't know where that'll be going with Ray. He's enthusiastic golfer, shall we say.
On the tee, Ray Parlour.
Watch it.
If football had a handicap system the same as golf, then Ray Parlour would be playing off scratch. Unfortunately, his golf handicap is nowhere near single figures.
I haven't been for a long while, you know. It's a great game, but I'm not very good, as you can see. But I'm enjoying myself, you know. It's a nice day out for the lads, and we've got a busy schedule in football, so it's nice to get away from it.
Ray's form this season has been outstanding. His all-round game has improved dramatically, something he's been encouraged to work on since the start of the season.
Prove to me in training you're good enough, and that obviously gives you an incentive to work hard and do your stuff. You know, you've got your strong points and weak points, but everything really went well for me, and I'll try to improve on my weak points. I just knock them all in. Pre-season I got my chance. I've kept injury free. I haven't got suspended, and it's given me a good chance to get a good run going inside, and which I've done, and the players have all blended in really well. So I really didn't want to change it around a lot because we've been winning.
Oh no, hit it! In the water, Pete. Oh,
You said aim for him. You said aim for him. The way we've been playing, a lot of people expect us to get a win at Blackburn, but we went now 15 minutes 3-0 up, which was great, you know. We did play really well first half. We didn't expect to come in half time 4-0, and the manager couldn't really say a lot because we was doing so well.
Amazingly, that double strike was the first of his career.
It's the first time I've ever done that, so I was delighted with that. But the main thing was the 3 points. It doesn't matter who scores, you know. Everyone's got to chip in with a few goals, and I was delighted to score them.
Parlour for England is a regular chant at Highbury, so what does he think?
And back in my mind, all it is to play well for Arsenal, you know. And if you do that, then obviously people are going to watch you. As Glenn Hoddle's been on a lot of our games this season. It's a big incentive as well. World Cup at the end of it. Everyone wants to play in the World Cup. It's the ultimate competition, you know. It'd be great to get in the World Cup, but I've got my holiday booked just in case.
Cut, Ray. Well played.
Great.
Cheers.
It's a deep corner from Petit. Oh, goal! Tony Adams! Towering header. Overmars. Anelka just pausing to see what might be on. Overmars. It's crept past Neil Sullivan. 2-0. It's certainly as if Arsenal's players have read all about this wonderful Wimbledon record on this ground, and they're determined to change the facts in their favour. It's Bergkamp, it could be another one, it is another one! And Seaman comes out and keeps the ball in play, does it? No flag. And no flagging from the Gunners. Here's Nicholas Anelka. Overmars, now Petit, is this the moment? It is! He's finally got a goal for Arsenal. And Seaman claims that he started it all. It's his 39th game for the club. And Manu Petit. A marvellous moment for him. Bergkamp, Adams, and in goes Christopher Ray. 3 against Newcastle, 4 against Blackburn, and now 5 here against Wimbledon.
We found the players in a relaxed mood when we visited the training ground at Coney. The games were coming thick and fast, so light exercise was the order of the day. The double was in sight, but it was a far cry from the beginning of the season, when the experts said that Arsenal would need time to develop, with so many new players arriving during pre-season. However, the captain thought differently.
I ain't got time for transitions. I don't like that word. I've never, you know, it's a type of excuse, I feel. Yeah, this is our we're a year out. You know what? I've never understood that, really. I don't like... It's like saying I'm going to have a year, 2 years off, and, you know, but in a few years' time when we get something together, I always find that a bit of an excuse myself. I didn't look at it as a transitional year. I looked at it as a winning something year.
The boss was saying to me, you know, you don't need to worry, you've played your part, even if I didn't play again this season. But, like, it's when you consider, like, myself have been out, Dennis has been out, Tony's been out, Dave Seaman's been out. The squad has done absolutely tremendous. Well done, boys. You're the greatest, whatever happens out of this season.
No, there's a lot of great determination. And the lads are willing to battle, and that's exactly what happened in '91. It was we showed a lot of that. And a lot of people have criticised us for not playing football, but this one's playing a lot of football as well. So he's looking really good.
There are some players who are new in these sort of situations. Well, you can imagine that you can get a lot of pressure, but with the experience we've got, and of course the the quality of the players. I think that mix has been very important this season.
It's really weird that for the last 7 years, I've been busting myself to try and score goals to win the Premiership, and in the end, it looks like my lowest tally for the club. I think it's 10, and it's going to contribute to winning the title. It's just unbelievable. It just says to me that when your time comes to win it, you'll win it. Whatever you do, whether you score 50 goals or 5.
Well, I've told them all year, let's look at Easter. Easter's always a good time. If we're like 6 points behind the leaders at Easter, then who knows?
If I could get a Premiership medal, I just don't know, I think I might cry for something like a week or something and carry it around with me, just in case people don't realise I've got one.
Adams. Tucked in field by Overmars. Bergkamp. Oh, that's brilliant! Well, he did it to Barnsley in very similar fashion back in October. He's done it again here. It's rather against the run of play, it must be said, in this opening 20 minutes. But it's Barnsley 0, Arsenal 1. Vieira. Bergkamp. Vieira. Now can he go on from here? There is a gap. It's Patrick Vieira. What a wonderful run. Dixon. Nice combination between Ray and Platt. And Mark Overmars. It's another chance for Arsenal, and they've taken this one. And the second goal should mean the 3 points here at Oakwell.
Arsene Wenger is quickly becoming the most sought-after manager in Europe. His continental style is working wonders at Highbury. So what's his secret then?
Most difficult thing in the job of a manager is the June and May, where you buy the players. If you miss May and June, you're nearly in a bad situation in September and October. Fortunately, the players we have brought in did battle very well all, and the good results of the beginning of the season helped them, of course. Ian Wright was outstanding at the beginning of the season. Straight away, Dennis Bergkamp and Ian Wright scored all the goals. I was always thinking, if one of them is injured or if both of them are absent, you cannot rely only on 2 players to have a good season. The real first time you could see that our young players have talent was, I would say, against Birmingham in the Coca-Cola Cup, where you put so many young players together, could beat Birmingham 4-1. That gave them the confidence and convinced me as well that if the time comes, I will give them a chance.
During November and December, Arsenal lost 4 games in the league and dropped to their lowest position since his arrival. What did he put that poor run of form down to?
I had the feeling that something went wrong in the team, and if we don't find the right way back, we will slowly go down. And we slipped, I think, until the 6th position in the league, and suddenly, without being dreadful, we couldn't win anymore.
In Europe, Arsenal fell at the first hurdle against a Greek side many people assumed would be an easy touch. Why was that?
England was at a high 2 or 3 days before with Italy. We played in Italy, and players like Ian Wright, for example, had a low after that, because psychologically it's impossible to be at such a high and 3 days later to be again, or 4 days later, at a high. So we had not Ian at his best, and he was very good at the time. We had not Dennis Bergkamp. And what happened as well, we played the next week, we had 3 difficult games. We played at Chelsea, we played Wednesday night against West Ham, Saturday at Everton, and straight away the return game, the second leg. And that was too many games for us.
At Old Trafford, Arsene completed the double over United this season, despite Alex Ferguson trying to gain a psychological advantage over his opposite number leading up to the game.
My main concern was always to be concentrated on the way we play and on my team, and I always used to think that once you start to answer or to think about different things, it becomes negative energy around the team, and it's not very good. So you never know how you will react when you're under this kind of pressure, but I must tell you, I was not really concerned by what was going on around me. I would much more love to walk out of Wembley with the cup than to walk in and thinking, okay, it's good to be there. I don't say I'm not happy to be there, but I think when you go there, you have to do everything to win it. And so my biggest satisfaction would be to win that cup.
Victory over Barnsley confirmed a Champions League place for Arsenal next season. But does he think English clubs can prove themselves against the best teams in Europe?
There's no gap at all. I think English football is competitive at the highest level in Europe. I'm convinced of that. And I think Manchester United has the possibility to fight with Juventus. They've shown it. And for me, in September, October, Man United was better than Juventus. But Juventus is today in the final, and so that shows there is no gap at all. But just, I would say, the English teams need a little bit more protection in Europe, and they will make it. You can say today, no matter what's happening now, it was a great season because we have given a lot of happiness to our fans through 95% of the season. I hope and I'm convinced that we will give them the last 5%, the most important ones.
Dixon. And Parlour got a foot to it. Here's Petit. Oh, he scored again! Well, after the long wait, the goals are coming thick and fast. That's Petit's shot. Further out this time, but very nearly just as effective. Well, they're making light now of the absence of Dennis Bergkamp.
5 straight victories and goals galore in April meant the Premier League Championship was only 3 points away. Manu Petit and Patrick Vieira have been instrumental to the success of Arsenal this season. They've struck up an instant rapport, both on and off the pitch.
This is my second year play for Arsenal, you know. And I'm very happy to stay here because I'm like the English life. I'm like to play for England, for Arsenal. You know, I'm very happy. Yeah.
You have so many differences between France and England, but the football is very different. Everything changed when you come here, so we can explain what's changed because you have so many things. So.
Manu joined the Gunners from the French champions, Monaco. By doing so, he gave up the chance to play in the Champions League.
I stay maybe 14 years in Monaco, so I wanted to change because I played Champions League with Monaco yet. So I wanted to come in England because when I was young, I read a book about English football and I was very impressed about that. So I wanted always to come in England, especially for Arsenal, because I knew the boss, Arsene Wenger, and I knew some players like Patrick. I wanted to come here because I prefer to come in England.
I wanted to bring in a player who could defend well beside Patrick Vieira, and I wanted as well a left leg who can play longer range of balls. Even if he was not a specialist in midfield, but he developed so well and improved so well during the whole season that he was the type of player I think, I'm convinced, we needed, and of course we still need.
I not play very well at the start, at the beginning of the season, and I think some players who were on the bench, thinking I can play much better than him, so why I'm on the bench, you know. but the boss still confident about me. As for that, I work it very hard, and I try to still confident.
One area of Patrick's game that he needs to improve upon is the number of bookings and suspensions he's collected.
It shows this season I take too many yellow cards, you know. But sometimes when you play against some player have more experience, you know, you lost sometimes your head, and maybe I need more experience, you know. I'm learn every game, so every season. My position is a very difficult position, you know, because I want to give the 100%, you know, and sometimes it's foul or it's not foul, you know. It's very difficult for the referee, and sometimes he gives a yellow card or sometimes red card. But you know, it's a game, you know, and when I go just to win the ball, you know. I never go to kick the man or something, you know.
I think it will be very unbelievable for everybody who support Arsenal.
Same for you?
Yeah, sure, because when you're as a player, you want to win something. I never win something, you know. And and we have the chance, you know. But now we need to give the best every game, and we don't know.
First Premiership trophy in front of their own fans.
Winterburn, Arsenal really looking to set the agenda here with a fast start. And Christopher Ray, turned aside by Thomas Vieira. Parlour, oh, that's a push. On Parlour by Michael Ball. Well, Arsenal really forcing the early... Adams and Bilic at the far post. That's a terrific pass by Tony Adams. Winterburn. It's all action Arsenal. Ray. Parlour! And Vieira has to perform heroics in the Everton goal again. Petit is still down. Barmby. Arsenal can't get the ball to knock it out, and they've got the ball now. Bigre's given it to them, and Overmars is still going forward. Well, no wonder they hold up the drop. A watching brief for Ian Wright. And that's a mistake by Ball, and Elka got his head to it, and Overmars. Ian Wright gets to the party. The greatest goal scorer in Arsenal's history comes on for Nicolas Anelka, and comes on one of the greatest days in Arsenal's history. Platt. Oh, and Vieira has to use his head there in more ways than one. Hutchison, stopped by Platt. And here's Steve Bold. And it's Arsenal, the cream of the crop. And Mr. Arsenal buries that chance. And buries Everton. Final whistle. Arsenal are the champions. What an extraordinary way to win the title against the toughest of competition. Straight wins. They've absolutely roared to the title. And if you go back over their last 18 games, they've collected 48 points out of 54. Well, tremendous joy at Highbury, and this is a very special team managed by a very special man. You're looking at the pick of the Premiership, the pride of the Premiership, Arsenal Football Club.
We've got a good squad, and the squad has gone on to outwin the Championship, and that's what it's all about. Team effort, great team effort.
Everybody said Arsenal didn't have a chance to come back, and we worked so very hard. I think it's a very great performance for all the players, for everybody who support Arsenal.
What's this? Hey! Where'd that come from?
When we looked at the table, 13 points behind Man United, I think we had to do something, unbelievable. And as you say, 10 straight wins is a good start, and obviously the 10th one's won us the title.
We've done it in style as well, which is nice. It's all the critics we've always had all over the years, and I think we've done it the right way.
What time is it? Tuesday.
It's unbelievable the improvement we made in the last year, I think. You look at all the players, they're all internationals. It's just great to have them.
Three days later at Anfield, Liverpool gave Arsenal a guard of honour. Arsene Wenger made 8 changes to the team that started against Everton, but Liverpool were aiming for their own double, the only side to win both games against the champions this season. And so on to the last league game of the 97-98 campaign. Aston Villa needed victory to boost their chances of qualifying for Europe next season. Dwight York opened the scoring with the cheekiest of penalties. In reply, Arsenal's best chance fell to Petit, but the woodwork denied him his 3rd goal for the club. Confirmation then of the final table of the season. The records will show that Arsenal only won by a single point, but as every Gooner knows, the title was achieved with 2 games to spare. With one half of the double already completed, attention turned to the FA Cup final. The players were determined to look their best on the big day. For some, it was a ritual they'd experienced before. And for others, it was something new. Another tradition is to visit the recording studios to cut the FA Cup song. A glorious day at the venue of legends, and a crescendo of noise greeted the Arsenal and Newcastle players onto the pitch for the 1998 FA Cup final. Could Arsenal complete the double? 25,000 Gooners were hoping they would.
Vieira. Adams. Just a little bit of space there for Patrick Vieira. Newcastle working hard to try and shut it down, but it's on through Parlour to Dixon. They've worked it well here of Arsenal. It's back for Ray Parlour again. And now come! Oh, what a chance! The clearest chance so far, and the great opportunity missed by Anelka. Petit. Adams almost in too much of a hurry then, but Newcastle allowed him the extra time on the ball. Petit's pass, and it's over Mars. He's past Pistoni! And Arsenal have taken the lead! Well, one Dutchman may be missing, but the other one is there. And already he's left his mark on the 1998 FA Cup final. Mark Overmars. Paul Durkin making sure that Rob Lee's got the required room. Davies off the top of the crossbar. Well, Newcastle starting to look more menacing here. Gets by. Lee, still only the one goal limit. Batty. Oh, Keown! The ball got stuck under his foot. Shearer! Off the post! And Arsenal, what, a millimetre away, maybe, from losing their lead. It was a terrific try by Shearer, but in the end, not quite good enough. Now Howie. It's Lee Dixon who got to it for Arsenal. Vieira's header. Parlour. There's no flag, and it's Anelka. No catching him. Maybe no catching Arsenal now. A big step nearer the double. Well, it was a brilliant decision in the end by the linesman to let it go, and the 19-year-old has scored in the FA Cup final. 4 minutes, says Arsene Wenger. Platt. Almost in was Nicholas Anelka again. Dixon. This is Parlour. With two to take on and two to brush aside. Ray Parlour! What a worthy goal that would have been. Overmars! Well, Shay Given kept his concentration up when he might have been letting it lapse, given the proximity of defeat here. And Overmars with an inventive effort. Speed. Stoppage time. It's a dream double for Arsenal. The champions have won the FA Cup, and Arsene's academy has come up with the right answers again. A double, of course, the class of 98 on a par now with the Highbury heroes of 27 years ago. Ray Parlour ran the midfield. And Tony Adams and Arsene Wenger share the moment. The presentation from the Duchess of Kent. Simply awesome. Tony Adams and his team. They have done the double. They are Arsenal!
You dream always when you buy the players that it will work together, but it would be pretentious to say that you know before. You just have to see and to believe, I would say, in the players and give them a chance and maybe try to find organisation on the field and after let them play what they can do. And I would say they did it well and surprised me as well.
Now, if you thought the FA Cup final was the last chance to celebrate the achievements of the season, well then, you'd be wrong. The following day, the streets in Islington, North London were packed solid as an estimated 200,000 Gooners turned up to cheer the players on an open-top bus as it sedately made its way from Highbury to a civic reception at the Town Hall. For the players, It was a chance to relax after a very hard, very difficult, but ultimately a very rewarding season. Some players were experiencing this type of occasion for the first time, but one player in particular had seen it all before and was lapping it up. The roads that marked the route were a sea of red, white and yellow, and every available vantage point was being used to cheer Arsene Wenger and his team as they paraded both the FA Cup and Premiership trophies. At the town hall, some players made their way up to the balcony, while some of the others just wanted to continue the party on the bus. Eventually, they all made it onto the balcony, and you've got 3 guesses to work out who spoke to the fans first.
I don't know what to say, it's just like, days like this, you know, it's just great to be a Gooner. I think I was a born Gooner, and I came here to win medals, and I just can't believe how many I've got now. And I don't know what to say other than just enjoy it, you know, just enjoy yourselves and have a great time, because we are the champions, my friends.
To you, many thanks for everything, and I'm very happy to be here. And I'm very proud to be here, and especially Arsenal. Just want to say to you, I love you very, very much.
Thank you all. I know now my hyper is too small. I would like to thank you all because you have been great all season, and I know today we have won 2 cups and trophies and everybody's happy, and that makes us really happy, but you have been great as well when you had a bad moment in November and December and you stood always behind the team. I would like personally to thank you for that. And it's rare to see the players happy and the fans happy at the end of the season, and it's a really great moment for me. And today I would like, of course, to thank you, the players first, because they have been great the whole season, and you have been the greatest as well. Thank you, see you next season.
So there you have it. 1997-98 was a season never to be forgotten, and it also meant another chapter had to be written in the history books for the club. As we said at the top, Arsenal was simply awesome.